So coming to the pharmacognosy video, this is one of the very important video of GPAT, okay, pharmacognosy video, and please refer to our earlier video on pharmacognosy, that is herbalism, okay. So now, as per American Society of Pharmacognosy, what is the definition of pharmacognosy? Pharmacognosy is defined as the study of physical, chemical, biochemical and biological, physical, chemical, biochemical and biological properties of medicinal plant and phytoconstituents, okay. So remember, the phytoconstituents is the key thing as per the constituents, okay. It's like an active pharmaceutical ingredient, API, okay, and this can be derived from the various part of the plant, where the upper part is known as shoot, okay, and the lower part is known as the root. So this is the very important understanding of about the pharmacognosy. So first let us discuss about the plant anatomy, because without the plant anatomy we cannot reach to the phytoconstituents, because phytoconstituents are present in the various part of the plant. Like someone, like your anti-malarial drug quinine, it is coming from bark, okay. Then vinca, it coming from flower. Then you have a fennel, coriander, coming from fruit, okay. Then your colchicine, colchicum, it is coming from seed. Then senna and digitalis, leaf. So like that you have a all the part, root and rhizome you have ginger. So these are all, everything is very important. So now, of course, flowers and fruits are only found in angiosperms, okay. Otherwise all the plants require almost similar amount of nutrition, okay. So let us discuss that. So first let us discuss what are the macronutrients plants require, okay. So macronutrients, first of all, nitrogen is required protein and hormone synthesis, the nitrogen, phosphate and sulfate, okay. This is the first primary requirement of macronutrients, okay, nitrogen, phosphate and the sulfate. Then the second requirement is your oxygen and the carbon, that is for the cellulose, starch and the fructose. Remember, fructose is the basic carbohydrate of plant. Slowly fructose can be converted into the cellulose, and the cellulose is present everywhere of the plant, okay. It is a backbone, like our protein is a backbone, like a cellulose for the plant. Then you have magnesium, which is given for chlorophyll, okay, it's very important. So these are the macronutrients. Then after that, let us talk about micronutrients. Micronutrients are also equally important. Like example, chlorine, it is for stomata function. Stomata we'll be discussing in our quality control of herbals slides, the video. We will be discussing the how the different parts, characteristic features help us to understand the quality of that crude drugs, okay. The part of the plant which is obtained for the further processing, extraction and isolation. If you see our herbalism video, you can understand what I'm talking, okay. Then iron for chlorophyll function and nitrogen fixation. Remember, nitrogen fixation is very important phenomena, important biological cycles in plant, because these govern the secondary metabolites. If you remember our herbalism video, nitrogen fixation is required for secondary metabolite production, and so many secondary metabolites as a phytoconstituents is used in the market, okay. Now after that, boron, it is used for cross-linking of pectin. Then copper, lignin synthesis, zinc, molybdenum and nickel for they are known as trace elements. They also use for lignin synthesis. Then pigments, you have plant pigments, okay, you have chlorophyll, then you have porphyrin, carotenoids, anthocyanin and betalains. Okay, betalains. So these are the pigments of the plants. Okay, now the very important understanding of the plant development of their anatomy is based on various type of plant hormone. Okay, phytohormones, very very important. First is auxin. Okay, normally natural auxin you have indole acetic acid. Okay, indole acetic acid. Then you have IBA, PAA, IPA, indole propionic acid. Okay, propionic acid. These are having morphogenesis character, morphogen like character, and there are synthetic auxin also. Synthetic auxin, sometimes GPAT asks also 2,4-D, that is nothing but 2,4-chloro-dichloroacetic acid. Okay, 2,4-dichloroacetic acid. Then you have naphthyl acetic acid, Na. So these are the synthetic auxin. So auxin stimulate the transcription in the plant. Okay, so that means it's also generate protein in the plant. Okay, apart from that, and the apical dominancy. Apical dominancy is a characteristic feature of auxin. What is this? Apical dominancy, it stimulates cell elongation process, especially the apical buds. Okay, if they release auxin, they themselves grow. Okay, the apical buds. But this auxin released to the peripheral the portion of the plant, and they stimulate ethylene synthesis. Now the ethylene synthesis, if you know, the ethylene is a growth inhibitor. So that's why the plant grows on the upper side, because the auxin having a apical dominancy. Now it stimulate elastin. To loosen the cell wall. The effect is stronger if gibberellin, another growth hormone, gibberellin present with a auxin. Okay, gibberellins are present. Then after that, auxin also stimulates cell division if cytokinins are also present. Okay, remember, the high concentration of auxin stimulate the ethylene synthesis,